Good morning, everyone. Sandunika, I assume everyone have joined.
Yes, we can get started.
Okay, great. So first up, apologies for slight delay on our end. We just had to make sure that everything is okay for this information session. So on behalf of the CFA Institute, CFA Society Sri Lanka, and also what we are trying to do is to provide you a glimpse of or a bit of information about the CFA Institute Research Challenge. This is going to globally. This is the 20th edition of the challenge, so it's a mark in history this time. And for us, as the CFA Society Sri Lanka, it's going to be our 19th time doing this challenge locally. So this is the 2025-2026 edition, meaning that it is going to run throughout this year, whatever that is remaining in this year, and also going to spill over to the first quarter of next year as well. Um, so the finals for this edition will be held in Hong Kong. That will happen in 2026 around May. So we will provide you more information about all of this. And before all of that, I would like to invite Sandunika to show two videos. One is about the research challenge globally, what is it about, and then a glimpse of what happened during last year's grand finals in Sri Lanka. Sandunika, over to you.
What we do as financial professionals is for the ultimate benefit of our communities. And I think it's wonderful that we have teams here in this final today. This is an incredible competition. If you are in the last five, I mean, what an incredible achievement that is. The winner of the CFA Institute Research Challenge Global Final is Ateneo de Manila.
On the 2030 renewable energy target, while Sri Lanka aims for 70% renewable energy.
Very energetic and comprehensive presentation. It was nicely our total employees? John Keel Stockbrokers, KPMG, Sunshine Holdings.
As a result, wheat margins are expected to rise from 3 years through a CAGR of -2.6% to 17.4% CAGR over the next 3 years.
You look at a sensitivity on that, and what does that do to your recommendation?
Sri Lanka's energy reform expects to end the CV's monopoly by 2026, creating a more efficient grid. We derived a target price of LKR 13 and 70 cents.
My name is Rusiri Kure and I'm the Chief Financial Officer of Vijith PLC. It is a great honor for us to be chosen as the target company for the CFA Institute Research Challenge 24-25 Sri Lanka.
Over to you, Vijith.
Thanks, Anuradha. So everyone, thank you again for joining this information session. So this is a precursor to the kickoff, where we will try to provide you as much information about the research challenge. And we are happy to answer any questions that you may have. So I will give you a glimpse of, as you might have seen in the videos that we did at the top. There are different stages to the challenge. So I will start off with the local challenge. So generally, the local challenge will have a winner, and that winner will basically advance itself to the sub-regional level. And like last year, if we have more than 24 teams who are competing in the challenge in the local arena, then we will be having the top 2 teams advancing into the sub-regional levels, which happened for the first time last year. Both the winner and the runners-up of the final event went to represent the country in the sub-regional level, and both of the teams emerged champions in the sub-regional level, and then they went into the regional semifinals as well. So in the local, I'm reverting back to the local level, the winners and runners-up will be awarded cash prizes. So the evaluation in the local level happens in 2 stages. We will talk about it later on. The sub-regional level, basically the evaluation is happening based on a 10-minute recorded presentation. So it's just that 10-minute recorded presentation is how it is going. And based on the number of teams that are in the sub-regional level, last year we had 8 teams in the sub-regional level. Our sub-regional level represents countries such as ourselves, India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. So combinedly, we had 8 teams in the sub-regional level. So 2 teams were qualified to represent the regional semifinals. So both the 2 teams who were representing the country won the sub-regional level and represented the country in the semifinals of the regional level as well. So the regional semifinals is a bit different to the sub-regional submissions. where you will have a 10-minute live presentation. These are all virtual, by the way, both sub-regional and regional. Live presentation virtually, and then a 10-minute Q&A session. Once you advance from the semi-final level in the regional, you will go into the final level, where you will be doing a presentation again virtually live, and then you will have a 15 minutes Q&A. The same format will be applied in the global. The only difference is you will be in person in Hong Kong this time around in 2026 May. The global champions will be awarded a scholarship of 10,000 US dollars, which will be directly given to the university to supplement their educational expenses within the university. This is how it's work. So that's like the overall structure, how the competition is happening in the local, sub-regional, regional, and global. Local, I will dwell in more, but I wanted to give you a flavor in terms of what is happening in the sub-regional, regional, and global. So generally, the sub-regional timelines are available in the website. Generally, the sub-regional will happen around March. Regional will happen around April. Global will happen around May, that is 2026. So benefits of participating in the CFA Research Challenge. So as you can see on the right-hand side, we have the winners from last year and also the runners-up from the last years. Both emerged as champions in the sub-regional level. So the whole point is the CFA Research Challenge, which is conducted by the CFA Institute, is a global competition which tests equity research and valuation and investment report writing and presentation skills of university students. So it is basically to promote the best practices in equity research, because equity research can be done in many ways. So what this competition is trying to cultivate among the next generation of analysts who wants to become equity researchers, to promote the best practices, and gives you a hands-on experience where you will be mentored by industry specialists who basically have an understanding about the investment management industry. Right. And obviously you will be getting exposed to intense training and how to analyze companies and improve your presentation skills as well. So yeah, as I told you, like you will get exposed to leading industry professionals. Most of them would be CFA professionals. In terms of mentors, in terms of graders, and if you are going to the finals, you will be having a flavor of the judges as well. It's a real-time, real-life learning experience as an equity analyst, if you are trying to become one. And you will understand what are the best practices in terms of research and report writing and presenting to a financial a panel of financial professionals. So yeah, you will have if you are going to the finals, you will have an opportunity to travel, which is the grand finals in Hong Kong. And you will also, if you are winning, you will have individual and team prizes as well. Obviously, you can build your profile. And you will have an opportunity to network within students, with volunteers, and with corporates as well. And Sadhunika, like, correct me if I'm wrong, most of the students that are in these pictures have secured internships or have now gone into full-time jobs with most of the internship providers that we have given, and most of them have got a kickstart, I would say, to their career because of the CFA Research Challenge. Not only these two teams, most of the participants who participated in the finals, and also some of the students who actually participated in the competition itself. So those are like the main benefits, right? For any of y'all who are interested, are on the fence in terms of whether you want to be participating in this long process. Yes, it's very demanding, and it's not a simple challenge. It's a very long process, and it's going to test you. But there are benefits that you will be deriving out of that. So this is an indicative timeline and key steps. There are certain stuff that I will tell you that are not in this as well. So this gives you a indication of how the local challenge is being done, which I parked at the first slide when I talked about. So we are planning to send out the mini case study so that we qualify students in the pre-screening process on 2nd of September. And we are expecting the responses to that mini case study along with your submission of the application on 8th of September. We have no restrictions. We have continued this for some time. We have no restrictions in the number of teams a university can submit, as long as they have academic advisors. I will go into whether an academic advisor can mentor more than one team. There isn't a restriction, as long as they provide equal attention to all of the teams that are being assigned to that given academic advisor within the parameters set by the institute. So 8th of September is the time for you to submit your applications along with your responses to the mini case study. The mini case study is compulsory for all teams to do, right? Because that will be a pre-screening criterion for us to decide whether you will be competing in the research challenge. So once you submit on 8th of September, hopefully we will be announcing the results on 15th of September. And then we are planning to have the kickoff ceremony on the 22nd of September, at which point you will understand what the target company is. And the target company will be also doing an initial presentation about themselves. Along with, we will be giving a much more updated timeline in terms of how the competition is going to happen. So once the kickoff is done, we are trying to work with our partners so that the training sessions for you, basically how to start researching on the target company, what you should do in terms of your analysis and how to build the model in terms of the valuation, what are the approaches you should take. So that training sessions we are trying to immediately kick off those once the kickoff meeting is done with. The training sessions are in hybrid mode. You will have both in virtual and also in person. So what is not included in this timeline is last year we introduced what we called as analyst sessions, which is industry analysts who have covered the selected target or subject company. We'll be having a discussion with all the teams to share their insights in terms of how they evaluated the company, what are the approaches they took, and what are the major things that they saw in the company, what are the main value drivers. So it can be a very interactive session where you can ask questions and figure out some answers for the issues that you have. So there, the analyst sessions were introduced. So what we are hoping to do is once the training sessions are done with, we are trying to have the analyst sessions immediately after that, so that you will have more information at hand and more resources at hand, so that you are well prepared for the submission of questions, which is point number 5 here, to the subject or target company. That is happening on 27th October. And then on sixth point, which is which is the information session with the target company, which is the Q&A session with the target company. So basically, under step 5, you have already submitted the questions. Those questions need to be vetted by your academic and industry mentors. And then what we will do is, as the organizing committee, on behalf of the organizing committee, we will be, sorry, my bad, just give me a moment. So on behalf of the organizing committee, what we will do is we will be taking out duplicate questions and sharing the information, the questions that the students have submitted with the target company. And then the target company will be only providing to the answer, only be providing answers to the questions that were submitted. And that will happen on 11th of November, 2025. And this is not an interactive session. You will be not allowed to ask any questions or follow-up questions. It will be where the management will be basically answering all the questions that you have submitted. 24th of November is where we expect you all to submit your draft reports to the industry mentor. And then you will be receiving your feedback on 1st of December, that's tentative. And then the final report needs to be submitted, which is step 9. On 15th of December, we will announce the finalist on 16th. We generally have 4 finalists who will be showcasing their presentations on the final event, which is again slated on 27th of February 2026. In the interim, we will have training sessions to improve the presentation skills of the finalists as well. So this is like the 12-step process that we have. And as I told, between step number 4 and 5, we will have the industry analyst sessions as well. That will happen immediately after the training sessions once we have finalized the target company. Okay, so we are going to who can participate in the CFA Research Challenge. So team must be sponsored by a university. We have given a broad definition of what a university is. I will not go into that specifics. So we request you to strive diversity within the team composition. So teams are to be a minimum members of three members and a maximum of 5. So within that parameters, we ask you to strive for diversity. And it can consist of undergraduates, graduates, or a combination. Members should be currently enrolled in the university or the college that they are representing as a graduate or in a graduate or an undergraduate program, or at least registered as a part-time course lead as defined by the respective universities. Okay. What we mean by graduates is sometimes it's allowed for masters and MBA students to also participate as well. So cannot participate if a member has, so these are the ineligibility criterions, have previously participated in the CFA Institute Research Challenge and submitted a report at the local level, has been or is employed in a role within a co-investment management professional at the time of local kickoff, right? So we are planning to have the local kickoff on 22nd of September. But let's say after the kickoff, you get employed, that's not an issue. You can inform us, but that is not an issue for you to continue as a team member. If you are employed and you are an intern, that's also fine, right? Internships within investment management professional, co-investment management professions are allowed. And if that get converted into employment, full-time employment after the kickoff, that's also fine. But if it gets converted into full-time employment before the kickoff, then you cannot be a member of the team. Has been or a CFA charter holder or is sanctioned by the CFA Institute's Professional Code Conduct Program, or has been convicted of a felon, or employed by the CFA Institute or the local chapter, which is not, I have not pointed that out, but that's like another ineligibility criterion if you are part of the CFA Institute or is employed by the CFA Institute or by the local society. So obviously, as I told you, the research challenge is about researching on a selected company. All the teams will be researching on that same company and then doing analysis and coming up with evaluation and then presentation as well. So these are the baseline guidance that we are providing you. These are extracted, all this material, most of this material that I'm showcasing you is extracted from the rule book for this edition of the research challenge. Links of which will be shared. And we highly encourage you to go through that as well. So what we are asking is to use only publicly available information, right? And you should not use help of any individuals who are employed in the investment management professional in terms of your conducting research, apart from the industry and the faculty mentors that you have been assigned. Reports must be prepared in the perspective of an independent research analyst, right? So you can read existing research analysis about the subject company which are publicly available. But the analysis in terms of what you are presenting in the research report should be your own team's analysis. The use of AI, yes, you can, but within the parameters, you shouldn't misrepresent or attempt to pass AI-generated contents as your own work, right? So that is strictly prohibited. In terms of your own research work, yes, you can use, but you need to be responsible, transparent, and ethical in terms of how you use AI, right? And always source information, and you should use a acceptable citation system when you are using sourced information. I have a appendix in terms of plagiarism as well. So you have to be very mindful about plagiarism as well. Everything, again, I'm reiterating, is available in the rule book. You are highly advised to go through the rule book as well. Interactions with the target company, I request you and remind you that all interactions with the target company should only happen through the CFA society. We will be conducting the Q&A session. So the target or the subject company will do a Q&A session, as I explained to you earlier in the timeline slide. And if they agree, they might do a follow-up communication prior to the final events to assist the finalists, right? But that is also based on their availability and if they agree. So you are highly reminded again and again not to reach out to any of the subject company corporate executives for the purpose of the research challenge, right? You are anyways are open to interact with the company as a general member of the public, right? So if you are using their services, you can continue to do so, right, without any issue. You can contact any of the customers, competitors, former employees, suppliers in terms of conducting your research and surveys. But for which there is a certain guideline that we are giving. you might have to, you need to identify yourselves as students and disclose that you are participating, right? And prior to such contact, you must submit your questions in terms of what you are trying to ask these people to your faculty or your industry mentor. And we recommend that the faculty and it is requested and required that the faculty and industry mentors to have an oversight in terms of those, attend those meetings as in terms of providing oversight so that there's non-material, non-public information is discussed, right? So, so basically material, non-public information should not be extracted in any of those communications. And the advisors are there to see, the mentors are there to see that those kind of questions are not being posed at these individuals, which can be customers of the company, competitors, former employees, or suppliers, right? And then these times that the mentors are using for such activities are not being counted in terms of their maximum allowable time, together with the Q&A session that they will be if they are participating on the target company. So during the Q&A session, as I told you, like no one can ask questions. So even the faculty advisors are there for just as to ensure that the students are participating or something like that. That's it. Okay, so we are going into the nitty-gritties in terms of the structure of the written report. As you all know, in the first leg of the competition, after the pre-screening is done, when you are part of the competition, the first thing which is due as of now on the 15th of December is the written report. So here is a structure in which the written report should be done with. You have to do 10 pages, maximum 10 pages, A4 size for the report and for the appendix as well. So altogether you will have 20 pages. So the body of the report is limited to 10 pages. The appendix is limited to 10 pages. You cannot change across. You cannot make the body of the report 15 pages and limit the appendix to 5 pages. It's 10, 10, 20. So the language needs to be English, only contain public information, should be original work, no AI work, original, even images and everything should be original work. And you need to, because last time also we saw a lot of images being developed by AI, being included in reports, right? So we reiterate again and again that you can only use original work, graphs, tables, images, everything needs to be like images that are AI generated should not be used. Whatever that is provided in the company website, you can use. That's not an issue. Right, so proper citations should be used. You have to say from which sources that you have taken these images, tables, if you are using them, or if you have used your own tables, then you have to mention that as well. And as I told earlier, the report needs to be from a perspective of an independent analyst, but needs to be included in the front cover is provided by the CFA Institute, and links to such items can be find out. You can access them on the official rule book as well. And this is like a research report evaluation form, which all the graders will be using when evaluating your reports, right? So the reports will have broad line 7 sections: business description, industry overview and competitive position, investment summary, valuation, financial analysis, investment risk, and ESG, right? So that adds up to 100 marks. And then this is for the finalists. So whoever who gets selected as finalist when we are making the announcement on 16th of January 2026, we'll be going into the presentation round. And then the presentation The finalists will be purely selected on the presentation marks. They will not be carrying forward their report marks into the finals. Yes, you can use presentation coaches or any public speaking resources as long as they do not contribute to the content of the presentation. We will be also, as the society, CFA Society in Sri Lanka, will be giving you some sort of training in terms of presentations as well. So presentations should be emailed to us one day prior to the event so that we can disseminate those slides among the judges so that they are well prepared for the presentation as well. So you cannot use props in the presentation, but you can use cue cards. Cue cards are not considered as props. You have to again in the slides mention and cite your sources accordingly. The time allowed is 10 minutes plus another 10 minutes for the Q&A. So what we are doing here in the local finals, it's a bit similar to the regional semi-finals, where we have 10 minutes presentation and 10 minutes Q&A. A timekeeper will be there and will give a 1 minute warning and finally will make an announcement when the time has expired, both in terms of the presentation and also for the Q&A. The criterions in terms of, again, analyzing the presentation are being broken down to 7 areas: financial analysis, valuation, ESG, presentation itself, Q&A, how you handle the Q&A, and the team involvement, which is like all the team members, you can have 3 to 5. So how they are involved in the Q&A session, how they are involved in the presentation. So that's allocated 5 marks, and then the material, the quality of the slides. So we'll have 100 marks. So I'm going into the faculty advisors. I assume most of the faculty advisors have also joined this session. So 1 faculty advisor per team. Faculty advisor must be currently employed in a teaching role by the team sponsoring university. Will be selected by the team's university. Primary responsibility is to provide guidance and directions throughout all levels of the competition, right? So shouldn't be doing any sort of analysis, research, presentation, participating in presentations should not be done, should not contribute any research content to the report or the presentation, other than by providing guidance, directions, suggestions, and feedback only. Time permitted is 10 hours to the written report, and additional 3 hours for each of the levels. So if you are in the finals of the local, then you will have additional 3 hours for the support, and then another additional 3 hours if you are in the sub-regional, and if you are another 3 hours for regional and another 3 hours for global. Participating in the Q&A sessions are not counted as part of this 10 hours. Logistical work such as arranging meeting spaces, classes, and all that should not be counted towards this time limit of 10 hours or 3 hours. So that's basically faculty advisors, and then we have industry mentors. Similar to the faculty advisors, they have the same level of restrictions. Most of your industry mentors will be CFA charter holders. All of them would be CFA charter holders. The change here is they will have 622, whereas your faculty advisors will have 1033 in terms of number of hours. So that's the only change. To confirm your interest, we will be sharing this slide deck with you all. So there is a link that you need to follow through. On 8th of September, you need to provide all of this by 8th of September. EOD, that means end of day, right? So you have until midnight to submit all of this. if you are interested to participate in the competition. As I told you, the case study information will be released on 2nd of September 2025. So important links for students. So official rule books, participation agreement, you have to read the participation agreement when you are submitting this confirmation form. You are basically saying that you have read the official rule book and understood.
ලොකේෂන් දම්මද ලොකේෂන් එක හරියට තියෙන්නේ හරි
Sorry.
Kindly mute yourself if you are not speaking. Kindly make sure you are muted.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Joe. So we basically, what you are saying is when you are submitting the form, you are acknowledging that you have read the official rule book and you have read, reviewed and accept the participation agreement, and you are committing to follow the code of ethics and standards of professional conduct by the CFA Institute, right? So when you are submitting this information form to confirm your interest as a team, both all the team members along with the faculty advisor are agreeing to all those three, right? There are resources for you to familiarize yourself in terms of requirements, in terms of what needs to be in the written report, what are like the written report essentials, all that is also there. And then there are network and notifications, how you can display your participation on LinkedIn, and we request you to like follow those. And there are online communities with current and past students, so you can join those in LinkedIn, Twitter as well. So this is for students, and then there are volunteers. Again, for the faculty advisors, there are guidelines, some of which that I have gone through. For volunteers also, there are official rules and eligibilities, the participation agreement, code of ethics are applied. And obviously you have the networking as well that you can be part of. And we like to reiterate, and then we have the appendix on plagiarism. And we like to reiterate like any communications from your university or institute in relation to your participation or you winning any communication in terms of the CFA Research Challenge. Please get the vetting of the CFA Society Sri Lanka first before making any public press releases. We highly recommend that you share those with us first before you make those public. So that is basically the end of our presentation as the CFA Research Challenge Organizing Committee. If you all have any questions, feel free to ask them now. We will try to answer them as much as possible based on the information available with us right now. And if we are not in a position to answer them, we will revert back to you as soon as possible.
Vijith, I am Dr. Neelangi here.
Yes, doctor,
Yeah,
please proceed.
will you be sharing the slides, because there are students who didn't participate today because they have lectures. So how can we get that? Will you be sharing the recording?
Sadhanika, we have recorded. Can we share the link and the deck as well? Is that possible?
Yes, we will upload the recording to our YouTube channel, and I will also share the link to that and the presentation with everyone who has registered. So you will also get
Thank
it,
you.
Dr. Nilani.
Any more questions? Okay, we see. Could you please confirm if
Yeah.
the kickoff meeting will be held in person or virtual? Some of us from the University of Jaffna are scheduled to have ON semester exams on 23rd. Yeah, so as of now, we are planning to have the kickoff as a in-person meeting like last year. Um, so the kickoff is not a must for you to attend, right? Because that will also, we are planning to, we are hoping to record the event and then publish it in the official YouTube channel, right? So you can peruse through when you are free. But it would be an ideal opportunity to meet your industry mentor. Some of the mentors might come, some of them might not attend. So it's always best beforehand you reach out to us and check whether the mentor is available, whether they are whether they are attending the event or not. Because some of the mentors are obviously uh, might not be in the country at that point in time, so they are not in a position to attend. But some of the mentors might only inform us last time whether they are, like in the last minute, they will inform us whether they are attending or not. So wherever we are possible, we will confirm whether the mentors are attending or not. But that would be like an ideal opportunity for you to meet in person with your industry mentor. So as of now, it is slated for 22nd of September. The dates are not confirmed. It's a tentative date. We are planning to have a in-person event.
Hi, Vijith. I'm Netmi here.
Yes.
Just a small clarification now.
Yes, Nathan.
So let's say now we are coming up with multiple teams per university. So from the pre-screening,
Yeah.
there will be kind of a cap that you will be taking up to the report round.
No, not so, not so. So let's assume University A, 8 teams have submitted expression of interest, and they have. So the pre-screening is only done based on their responses to the case study that we have given, right? So the pre-screening is evaluation of the commitment of the students to the research, to participate in the research challenge. So what we expect is that same level of commitment needs to be there in the mini case study, right? So the analysis, whatever that we are requesting, the SWOT analysis, the financial statement analysis. So if they have put the commitment there and without using AI, if they have done their own original work, then all of the teams are eligible to the competition. The ones that get dropped off are the ones that we feel who have not put original work into play and who have not done a thorough analysis, which is expected in the final research challenge. So 8 teams have, let's say, have submitted interest. There is possibility that all 8 teams will proceed ahead to the pre-screening round. So we haven't imposed any cap.
Okay, Vijith, understood. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have another question on the chat? No. Yeah, so if you have any questions, please feel free to put it on the chat. We have like 4 minutes left. So as of now, the confirmed dates are 2nd of September and 8th of September. We will try to send out the case study early morning as possible on 2nd of September, so that you will have ample time until 8th of September, because 8th of September is also counted. You will have until midnight on 8th of September, but we recommend you to submit beforehand and check with the contact information given whether your submission had been received. Please do so to avoid any complications right? We always recommend, because last time, for the first time in the history of the challenge, the written reports were submitted by a university after the deadline, and those reports were not considered in the evaluation. So when we are saying deadlines, we are quite strict because we have to abide by the rule book that is being shared with you as well. And then we are following that. So when we are saying deadlines, please adhere to that. I cannot emphasize more on that fact. And when you have submitted, always better to check with us whether we have received your submission, because technical difficulties, something can interfere in the interview. So it's better that you do the submissions beforehand and check with us whether we have received the same. We have another 2 minutes remaining. If there aren't, okay, I think there was, okay, sorry, I thought I saw something coming up on the chat, but there isn't.
Vijith, if I may add,
Yeah.
On the timelines, we have multiple timelines coming up throughout the competition, right? And we expect the same strict adherence to those timelines. I think we should mention that also, right?
Agreed. So whatever the timelines that we have given would be the final timelines, and yes, so we will be sharing this deck. So then you can use that link to register yourself. So once you register your interest, so basically you're registering your interest. Once the kickoff meeting is done, then you have to register with the CFA Institute. That is after the kickoff meeting, right? So those guidance we will provide during the kickoff meeting as well, where you have to, once you get pre-screened and selected for the competition, then you have to register with the CFA Institute. Hope you got the answer. Okay, if there aren't any other questions, we will conclude today's information session. And on behalf of the CFA Society Sri Lanka, I thank you for your participation and enthusiasm in the competition. And we expect this year as well more interest in the research challenge, and we hope to see almost all of you at the kickoff ceremony as well. Thank you.